Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the mods for Thursday the 13th of February. We have some updates as well. I'm going to do the updates for yesterday as well, the 12th. We had Calmsden Farm by Oxygen David. The changelog on that is extensive, but a lot has been changed on Calmsden Farm. The Piaggio Ape by MicoModding and the Modern Woodshed by Patty. And then for today's updates, we have got the Horizonte Mix Rev series by SMI Modding Team and the Mixer and Fermenter by Grimlock RRC. The first of our mods is the Cone by FA, and I'm going to show you that on a different map now. This is the Cone. This is by FA. It is 0.13 megabytes download, 2 slots and £50, euros or dollars to purchase. As you can see, once you've got multiples, do strap down. You'll find them under your main purchasing section under miscellaneous. You buy them at the store or from your tablet and they will appear at the store. These aren't a placeable object you put around the map. You go to the store, you pick them up. Interestingly, when you do this, every single one I've done has fallen over. That's how they all were when they appeared at the store. You just pick them up and then move them. There's no options for customization, colour or anything like that. As you can see, like I said, they do tension strap down. You pick them up, move them around. Now, it might be you've got a spilled load. It might be there's a crash. It might be you're doing tree felling. It does say in the description for this that traffic will move out of their way. I suppose because we've got the stuff now for overtaking, I'm assuming that's what it means, that it will view them as an obstacle and go around them. Now, I don't know how close the traffic will get before the traffic goes round them, or whether the traffic will plough into them. I honestly don't know. That's just what the description says. And then my mind says, well, yeah, because there is overtaking now. So I mean, we have had some mods that do this, traffic light ones and stuff. But this is pretty cool. I like the fact you'll be able to do some stuff, because we've had some before where the traffic would just pull up and stop behind it. Oh, we've got something coming now. I'm going to get out of the road just in case this doesn't work. I hope this works. Is it going to go around? So the traffic has just stopped. I'm sure it said in the description that traffic would go around it. How would I get it to do that? I don't suppose I can. Yeah, it definitely says in the description it's used to regulate traffic, among other things. It can be used to set up partial road closures. Traffic is automatically routed past. But it doesn't seem to be routing past. Where would I have to... Let's move out of the way and see what happens. I'm not saying. I don't want to spend ages on this. We've got a lot of other mods to get to. So it is definitely seeing them as a barrier. So where would you need to place this for the traffic to route round? That's still seeing it as an obstacle. Don't know. We'll try it one more time. It's interesting that the traffic does stop though. That's good, because if you are doing some stuff, it will cause a bit of a traffic jam. But I was really kind of hoping we'd see that kind of traffic slow up and then just go round it. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I shall wait a few more moments until it arrives. But anyway, that all being said, that is the Cone by FA. And then if a car goes round, brilliant. If it doesn't, we'll cut to the next mod. So yeah, that was I couldn't get that to work for the traffic to go around it. The traffic would stop, which is fine. I mean, that works in a way, but not quite how I assumed it was going to. Anyway, next we've got this. This is the Old Shed by A2OK, 1.67 megabytes download, 9 slots, 600 to buy. You'll find this under Decoration and Others. I was looking in sheds. I looked all over the place. I'm thinking, where can this possibly be? The level of detail is very, very good on this. So, build mode, decorative items, across to others, just there. There's no options for customization or anything like that. It comes like that. There's no lighting. but very well made and detailed. That's the old shed by A20K. Next we've got this. This is the Cowshed with garage. It's by Mr. Grucha. 51.23 megabytes download, 62 slots, 60,000 to buy. It will hold 12 animals and it has a silo built in as well. Now it does have all of these marked areas. So if you've got your interactive zone markers switched on, you'll be able to see where all of these are. So if I come over to this one here, it says dismantle conveyor belt. So that's for taking out of the silo. So if you want to take out of the silo, you need to so just dismantle it, puts it away and tucks it up in there, and then come back to it. It says install conveyor belt. Now this does say in the description to put into the silo you are going to need a conveyor belt. So you will need one of the belt systems, one of the conveyors that would usually use for a grain bin or something like that, to put up into there, because that's where you tip into the silo. Then to take out you need to install all of that. We've got this here, opens and closes that door for upstairs. So that's for the silo portion. Milk point is just here. We do have various different offices and doors and lighting and stuff. You can go into the various different rooms inside the building as well. If we come out of here and come across, that is just a garage space. All of these little boxes are marking where lighting is. This one here is for opening the door. That's, I think, is this one? That's the one above. There you go. Just there. Dialogue box is just here for our animals. Feed and bedding trigger are just inside here, literally just inside the door they came on, with another light switch just in here for inside the animal pen. Then we've got a large garage area to the outside here. That's not a workshop trigger, but it is a garage for storage. And then round the back, where was our... Hang on a minute. Oh, there's the slurry point there, right in front of me. Sorry, yeah, this is... I'm saying that the feed and the bedding trigger is in there. There's your slurry point just there. Anyway, build mode under animals is where you'll find it. I think it was. There we go. That one just there. 60,000 will hold 12 animals. There was no customization option for colour on that at all. So that was by Mr. Grucha. Next we've got the building farm set. There are 4 buildings in that. We start with it. It's all about the cows today. We've got a lot of cows going on. So this is the building farm set. RajotGPLAY, 63.35 megabytes download. We've got this cow barn, which is 39 slots. Will hold 40 animals. We've got a garage around the back, which is 20 slots. A shed, which is 5 slots. And a workshop, which is 21 slots. Again, really nicely made and detailed. We can open the door either end. Feed and bedding triggers are straight through here. We do have a ladder at the end, and if you go up the ladder you can open that, which will take you up to the hayloft. So if you want to put smaller bales, liftable bales, the slurry point is at the front here. Dialogue box for our animals is just here. That opens up into the main area. Then we've got a sort of garage storage area. If you want to put bales, vehicles, whatever you want to do in the end portion here, you can. Garage here, double door garage. No lighting any of these, but again, the level of detail on these is very, very cool. And I love the fact the doors are different as well. It's like that was what it used to be, and that one's been repaired because, you know, for whatever reason. Then we've got the open shed here, again, for whatever you want to store in it, no lighting. And then we've got this one here, which is the garage. There's no lighting in this one as well, actually, which I thought was odd, because I suppose if you're going to do work in here at night... Let's go over to this. There's definitely nothing where the lantern is. But our trigger is here, and this is just for repair. There's not repair and repaint here. You can go upstairs as well if you want to. It's just a loft. Again, I'm not sure what you'd want to put up there, but you can if you want to. The doors open and close there. Nicely made and detailed. So again, back into here, and with our animals, there's our first one. So it says they're building farm set mod. So that was the 60 grand, and that will hold 40 animals. If we come out from there and we go to our sheds, we've got that one there, which is that garage there, 20 grand. This one here, which is that one there, 10 grand. And if we go from our sheds to, I think it was under tools. There you go, that one just there. For 27 grand, we've got the vehicle workshop. So that's all part of the building farm set by RajotGPLAY. Next we have got the big renovated cow barn. This is also by Mr. Grucher. And it's this one over the back here. This is an interesting one, actually. I'll show you in just a second. So this is 38.49 megabytes download, 29 slots. It will hold 150 animals. Again, build mode, under our cools. And it's that one there, 150 grand. Slot count comes down to 2. There wasn't a colour option on this, was there? No colour option on this. It comes as it is. Quite a large building, low, flat, wide. Dialogue box is just here. All these doors do open. This is the main section you drive through. Feed and bedding is in here, but again, this is another one that's got all things marked. I'll just close that back down again. He says. Okay. But we have got these. We come over to here, it says raise the net. When I first did that, I thought, it's like a blast door. It's like something from Star Wars. That's not a net. And when you get up closer to it, you can actually see through it. It is like a mesh. There's one here. And there's another one of these boxes the other end, so you can close the other one up. So in case of inclement weather or whatever it might be, if it gets a bit too breezy, you can close them up. But if you want a bit more air in there, open them up. Why not? And then we've got light switches here. This first one is for the lights inside. And then the one just over here, the second box, is the light switch for the ones outside. There's also a light switch over there. This one, we've got the option to remove the cans if you want to. I'm not sure why you would want to, but you can if you want to. If you think they're unsightly and you don't want them, you want a cleaner look to your building, you absolutely can. As I said, feed and bedding goes in the main bit. Any of these barns, you're going to have to put manure heaps with them if you want manure. They will take straw, but like I say, you will need it. And your slurry point is at the end, just here, rather large. But that's the big renovated cow barn by Mr. Grucher. Next, we've got the Farmhouse pack volume 2. This is by DMI 20mm Normandy. Another pack with 5 items, was it? And this one, all of this stuff here. So this is 19.1 megabyte download. We've got a cow barn. This one here, 25 slots, will hold 12 animals. There are 2 different versions of this. One's sort of smoother and one's got a brickwork finish to it. We've then got a garage, which is next door. Again, that's a doored garage. We've got a shed, which was, I have to put garage 1 and 2. Both say garage. One's got doors, one hasn't. Both 5 slots by 5,000. We've got a sheep barn just there. That's 20 slots. Will hold 15 sheep. There are 2 versions of that. We've got a workshop as well. That is on the end just down there, which we'll get to that in just a moment. The workshop's 23 slots. Then in front of the building here, not to be mistaken with the cow barn, there is a sleep trigger, which is a bench just there, and the sleep trigger is 4 slots. So again, we'll go in and look at them all. So these are the 2 different versions. This one, let's get out of the way of this. So there you go, that version there, and then that version there. Same building, just slightly different design. Now what I did find, customization option on this, if I go for colour and then do this, and then go, let's go for yellow because it'll stand out. See all the bits on the end there and the trim around the side of the building changed colour. That being said, not all of them did. If we go back up and we come to our sheds, I think it's where the garages were. Yeah, so it's these 2 here. So these 2 are that one there for 5 grand. And that one there for 5 grand. Now that one there does say customise. So I tried it. When I did that and I thought I'll go for yellow again, I'll match them all up. Nothing changed. So there are 2 or 3 in this pack that give you the option to customise, and when you try, it doesn't. Weirdly, the workshop did. So I'm not quite sure why some are working and some aren't in this pack, but that's just what I found while I was doing it. So that's the 2 sheds in that pack. If we come out of there and go back to our, no, come out there, go back to our animals, and go across to our sheep. Again, 2 options. Got that one there and that one there. That's this one here, 100 grand, 15 of each. And again with this, we've got that version, like that. And then we've got that version, which has got the tiled roof, like that. And if we go from there, we go across to, again, I think this was tools. Where was the workshop? Oh, there's the workshop there. There you go. 5 grand for the vehicle workshop. I thought I was going mad for a minute there. There you go, that's that one. That did have the option for customise, and it did work on that one. And then from there, we go to our farmhouses, and the sleep trigger just at the bottom there. For 100 is the bench, which is right in front of the building. just there. So, triggers for this. Slurry point for the cow barn is on the outside there. It's quite small in here, but we have got our dialogue box is just here for our animals. Milk point is also here, and our feed and bedding triggers are just inside. If we come around, obviously that's the sleep trigger. So sleep and wardrobe trigger is just here, and I'll just put the bench outside the house. There's no other triggers or anything around it. You can't go into the building itself. This is the garage with the double doors. No lighting in this one, comes just like that. The garage without doors. Same building, just slightly different design look to it. And then this one here is the workshop. Open the doors up there, workshop triggers just inside. I placed a vehicle just outside and it worked absolutely fine. This is also just repair, not repair and repaint. And then we come around this building. Again, quite a large building, the sheep one. Now, the one thing I'm curious about with the sheep one is I don't know where the wool pallets spawn because there's not a designated, not that I could see. I'm assuming it's inside the building there. But anyway, if you open up these doors in the end, our dialogue box is here. And our feed, this one doesn't do bedding because it's for sheep. Well, there's not a collision on this, so you can actually come in here if you want to. Quite a low roof on this, and I think we can open it up. Every time I try to jump and do it, it says open, look. Is it going to do it? Come on. It's not going to do it now. Anyway, I tried to. And we come down the side here, and we've got this large door that opens and brings you into the bigger barn here. And I was looking on the floor to see if I could see a marked area for the wool pallets. I'm assuming it would be in here. I don't know where else it would be. Unless it was out here somewhere. But I can't find a hazard marked area for it. But that is the pack. That's all the stuff in it. That's the Farmhouse Pack Volume 2 by DMI 20mm Normandy. Next, I think we're going to go through here and out the back. I'll get to everything. I think if I worked out a route, I think I've worked out a route. We come to this. This is also a slight quandary. This is the warehouse shelter by BlackTiger. This is 8.02 megabytes download, 5 slots. It will hold 2,000 items. Now, in the description, it refers only to bales. So I thought, okay, well, it's a bale shelter. That's absolutely fine. And I don't know why I did it, but I bought a pallet out with me just in case. And it took the pallet. So it is bale and pallet. Again, like I say, I thought I'd double check. I'll go back in and I'm going to have a look. Warehouse shelter, BlackTiger. I'm just clicking on it to see. This warehouse shelter offers plenty of space for your machines, equipment and bales. And it says bale capacity 2,000. So like I say, I don't know why I tried the pallet, but it did work. So bale and pallet storage. I just drove through. Undid the straps on my trailer and they went in straight away, and then taking out is done all the way over here. It's quite a large building, as you can see, which you'd expect for 2,000 items. And then whichever one you decide to take out brings them out into this marked area just here in front of the shelter. So build mode, this wasn't under silos, this was under sheds. I remember now, I wrote it on my notes, there you go. 175,000 for this, quite a large building. There you go. And it says there, this building can be used to store your bales and pallets. So it does say it there, but then we've had a lot of mods that say that, so it doesn't hurt to double check while you're doing this sort of thing. That's the warehouse shelter by BlackTiger. Next we've got these, the small biogas plants by Bartson V3. There are 2 in this pack. This is 14.83 megabytes download. There are 12 slots each. It doesn't matter which one you go for, the single or the double. They're both 12 slots. The recipes and speeds on these are interesting. They're quite slow. I mean, they're small. They're going to take a little while to chug away. So this you find into build mode, onto our factories, and scroll down. There we go. 80,000 and 170,000 respectively. There were no options for customization for colour choice or anything like that. You get them just as they are, which is fairly straightforward. Putting in is done there. Taking out is done here. We've got our icon there for managing our production points. So you see the small, double and the single. So if we look at the single first, because we can compare the two. If we look at our capacities, 20,000, 50,000, 20,000 and 14,000 litres of each item respectively. And the recipes on this one, on the single, say 12, 12, 12, 12. Is that all right? Yep, cycles per month. And the recipes are fairly standard if I recall. If we go to the double, it doesn't double them. It goes up a little bit. You've got to double the domes, so our capacity has gone up. If you go down again, look, so that one's 40,000, 110,000, 40,000 and 15, which is interesting because the other one's for sugar beet cut is 14. That hasn't doubled. The silage is just over doubled and the others have doubled. But the recipes themselves have only gone from 12 to 14.4. And as far as I can tell, I think the recipes themselves remain the same. It's just the cycles per month that have changed. So yeah, so it's an interesting one. Again, I always wonder when modders are doing these, why the decisions are made the way they are. I don't know. I'd love to be in the head of, or at least ask, specific modders or people when things come out, because I always find it curious. I can understand why some of those doubled, but the sugar beet cut didn't. It went up by 1,000. And why, if those all doubled, would you not double the cycles per month? Or I suppose the point behind it being that one of these would be your main processing dome and the other one would be a storage dome, maybe. I don't know the difference between the double and the single, but anyway, that's what they are. Those are the recipes. That's how it works. I mean, how it works, you know how it works. That's the small biogas plants, my Bartson V3. Next, I haven't got these out, but I will show you. If we go into here and we go down to our weights, which are here, we've got the Tenwinkel David series by Rick Black Labele TWD modding, 3.8 megabytes download. There are 5 in this pack and they are 2 slots each. I haven't got them out because they're all the same in so much as the options. So we've got the 700, the 800, the 1000, 1100, 1200, and every single one of them has the option to change the design colour, and that's it. It's a weight that goes on your tractor. It's fairly straightforward. Like I say, there's not anything else really to sort of show you on that. They are weights. That's the Tenwinkel David series by Rick Black Labele TWD modding. We're going to whiz through the back here to the next one. We've got the Fliegl silage roller by Green Star 3876, 2.11 megabyte download. It is 3 slots, 2.8 meters wide. I got myself some chaff in a silage clamp just to double check, and I have reversed the driving on the Valtra, so we'll actually be driving forwards with this. You will find this under silage silo compaction, just there, 7,500, that's all. 2.5 ton is what it says. You don't fill it with water or anything, you don't turn it on, it just rolls. So I'm always curious with silage rollers to see how fast they will compact, because this could turn out to be the one that is mega fast and everyone's going to want to have it, or it could just be normal. It seems to be a fairly normal. I mean, it's compacting, but it's not compacting overly fast or crazily fast compared to any of the others. It is compacting. You could put one on the front as well, I guess. Run 2 at the same time, but it is doing the job. It is compacting. It is a silage clamp roller. Let's raise up. From Fliegl. So that's the Fliegl silage roller by Green Star 3876. Next, I'm also going to show you in the menu, because this is another item that is, I just couldn't see, not the points to get it out, but under Telehandler tools, it's just there. This is the CBG 2450 MS, the Manitou grab, 3,800, 2,500 litre capacity. All those crop types and items it will lift, pick up at the bottom. It's by 76 max. It's 4.18 megabytes download and 3 slots. Options on this: we can have a Manitou attacher for a Manitou telehandler, or a standard telehandler attacher. There's no colour options or anything like that, and I say it will do 2,500 litres, and the front fork section will raise up and close. It's a fairly straightforward one. It's a bucket attachment for a telehandler tool, for a telehandler. Which also leads me on to the next one. Oh, actually, no, I did get one of these out. So let's turn this off on that and whiz across to this, because this is part of a pack. This is the skid steer tool pack by FS Miner, and I've got one of the items. You can use it as a battering ram, shield, bulletproof thing, you know, whatever you want to do. Or you can use it as a mower, which is what it's actually designed to. I think I did that joke last time I had one of these, didn't Sorry, 3.77 megabytes download. 2, 2 and 3 slots for this pack. Again, you will come into this menu and we'll go down to a skid steer loaded tools. So we have got the HD shovel, and again, it's a shovel, 3,400 litres. It will take all of that stuff. We've got the option to have it with or without teeth. Lame. Lame or with teeth. I'd go teeth. And then we've got a colour option. You can pick and choose. Actually, I didn't check to see. Again, not that it really matters. But yeah, you've got a metallic option. And we've probably got the matte option as well. Yep, very nice indeed. And then we have got the next one. That is more of a forage rake grab, because that will do sugar beet potatoes, and it'll do your forage crops like chaff and silage and wood chip and those kind of things. So it doesn't do everything, as you can see. We can change the main colour on that, and that's got a capacity of 550 litres, the SB 180. And then the final item, which is what we're looking at, is the skid steer mower, 3,100. It's about 1.9 metres wide. Options on this: the main deck, we can change the colour of that. Stay back 30 metres. I think I did it yellow, so I couldn't see it in the end. That was a bit daft, wasn't it? But we can change the colour of that. We can change the design colour, which is basically our kind of reflector. Hang on, why did it not change? There we go. Let's change that so you can see it. There you go. So you can change both those colours, and I think as well with this, I think we had metallics available. Did I change that or not? I'm going to change the main deck. Let's try that. There we go. So we go. That's what we'll do. I won't turn that on just yet. Let's actually we can turn it on. You can see it start spinning up. Now that seems to be, it's not dropping grass. Will it drop grass on here, or is it literally just grass removal? Well, no, there you go. It is on this area. So this area where it's actual grass that's been planted, it is mowing. This one, where it's meadow grass, it is just clearing it. There you go. Brush cutter, mower, however you want to refer to it. Part of the skid steer tool pack by FS Miner. Next, we've got these. This is the fuel barrel by Gian FS, 0.86 megabytes download. One slot, is it that one? One slot, 3 slots, and 3 slots. So we've got the 2 singles with or without pallet. They're both 200 litres. And then the double is 400 litres. You can have it with or without pump if you want to add a bit of immersion to it. Once it has been used, it will disappear. I think that was right. Actually, you know what I might do? Does my fuel tanker take fuel? Does my tanker take fuel? I think it might do. I'll double check that. But anyway, these you will find if we go down to the very bottom. I think it was just under regular pallets. There we go. There's that individual for 100. Has 200 litres in it. For 150, 200 litres, because you get the pallet underneath it. I would argue, I mean, especially if you're going to use pallet forks to move it about, you can. It will lift up with the various different strapped things, but it's not liftable by hand. And then the 400 litre one is 300. So the prices work exactly as you'd expect them to. And all three, you've got the option for with or without pump. And then we've got the design colour, anything on that pallet. And I have double checked this already. Metallics are available if you want to go for a steel looking thing, or whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to grab my little tanker and see. I can't remember if it does or not. The answer is yes. The barrels do disappear once you have taken the fuel out of them. Excellent. Next, we have got the rear agricultural platform. This is also by Gian FS, which is just here. It's another one of those ones I really like, especially when you're starting out. Handy bit of kit. This is 3.79 megabytes download and 3 slots. This you will also find under the miscellaneous section, just there, 1,400. Options on this: you can have a flat configuration for anything you want. Has tension straps. Design 1, more boxed in version, for whatever reason. Then a completely boxed in version. This doesn't have a capacity, but it does have tension straps. So if you want to throw things in that you don't want falling out, if you don't want to use the tension straps, you don't have to. That version I quite like. I don't know, again, for whatever you want. And this one, which is a more kind of login version, all of them had tension straps. I went for the login version. The wood stays the same, but we can change the design colour, anything on that palette, including metallics, like that. And it looks like that. Tension straps can be done manually or automatically from inside the cab. If I start that up, we can raise and lower. This doesn't have a tip option. I don't think it does. Just to double check that. Nope. Just raise and lower. Like I say, whether you're putting a bale on it, a couple of bales, whether you're going to put some logs on it, or whatever it might be, I just think it's a very handy bit of kit for the rear agricultural platform by Gian FS. Next, we've got this. This is the Lizard Car Tow Trailer by Cowshed 18, 6.22 megabytes download and 5 slots on console. Both of these that we're going to look at now, this one and the next mod, are in the same section. The next mod is the Lizard Utili Trailer by SleutjesModding, 9.46 megabytes download and 4 slots each. There are 3 in that pack and 1 in this pack. So we'll kind of have a look at them all in the sort of sales menu together, and then we'll have a look at the trailers when we come back out again. So, into our menu we go, and we go up to our low loaders section. Just there. So there's our first one, the car tow trailer for £6,000. Optional is this, we can have it open like that or with the floor. Now this doesn't have tension straps, so that's something to be aware of, because I thought, oh yeah, you'd want it with the floor, because if you want to put pallets and stuff on there and tension strap them down, I'm assuming there's like a locking script. There's a license option too. There's like a locking script for it, because it seems weird. The other thing I thought was, oh, that's pretty cool, it's got a winch on it, but the winch doesn't operate. It's not a usable winch per se. Anyway, what you can do with this is we unfold the low loader like that. And there we go. I did have a look to see, but that was just for the actual Kubota. L1, R1, L1, R1. Tension straps does the Kubota, not the trailer. I did switch between both vehicles to double check, and it just does the Kubota. There aren't any tension straps. So I thought, you know what, I'll try it manually, and there aren't any. Yeah, I was looking to see whether or not you could widen or narrow the ramps, but they're fixed as they are, because they kind of go, they latch on as they come out. But again, it will do the job for a low loader style piece of kit. So the next pack then, SleutjesModding one. We've got a small, a medium and a large, and the interesting thing with these is each one is slightly different. We come back to our low loaders and go here. So here's our small, 3,500, 6,500 and 8,500. Each one 4 slots, like I said. So this one has the siding around it, so if you're going to put pallets and kind of stuff, we've got wheel set up. They always look a little bit oval. I think it's just the angle I'm looking at it, maybe. We've got standard, pick up 1, pick up 2, car, back to standard. Chassis colour, does all that. Fender colour, we can do the same colour or mix and match. And then rim colour option and a license option there too. The middle one, the medium, doesn't have the siding around it. It's just an open plan version. Same options for wheel setup, chassis, fender and rim colour. Then the third one, the large, has siding on it as well, but it has another little trick up its sleeve, which is quite cool. Same options for wheels, chassis, fender and rim colour, and license option on there too. So I like the fact the back of these, if we go to, this is a manual raise and lower. I've said that before, I like these because you can adjust them to any height you want. So if you're loading or unloading onto a platform, a ramp, whatever it might be, another vehicle, you can adjust it yourself, which I think is very handy. But I like the fact it's a full mesh, so when you're putting smaller stuff up on there, maybe mowers and that kind of thing, it does make life a little bit easier. And then if I move out of the way of this larger one, the large one's quite cool because it has that option as well. This reminds me, who else was it? 82 Studio for the 0-turn mower had a set similar to this, didn't it? Am I misremembering that? So this one, they do have tension straps as well, so I didn't show the tension straps on the one. Has tension straps, again without manual raise and lower of the rear. But we've also got here, it says open cover. You do that, it does that. So you might get a little quad bike or something up onto the back there and then put some other stuff on there if you wanted to. So each of these ladders slots into the gap either side, and you can drive something on or off sideways onto there if you want to. Yeah, you don't have to, but it's there as an option. I think it's quite cool. There we go. So those 2 packs then. We had the Lizard Carto trailer by Cowshed 18 and the Lizard Utili trailer by SleutjesModding. Next. We've got this. Well, I've got these. I've got 2 of them. This is the Vicon PS 1004-1654 by no.naim modding, 2.28 megabytes download, 3 slots for the first one, 18 meters spread width, and this will do lime and fertilizer, not at the same time, obviously. So I've got one with lime and one with fertilizer, both the same size tanks. One has got wheels on the bottom for storage. It's an option it's got on there, but I'll show you different options. Because I always do that double check to see does the lime spread at the same width as the fertilizer on these. Then I suddenly thought, I wonder if you can do both at the same time. Yeah, if you need to do lime and fertilizing, can you do both at the same time? Why not? Might as well give it a try. So if we go to our fertilizer spreaders, it's just there, 3,450 for the base model. So we've got our 1004, which is 1,000 litres, and our 1654 at 1,650 litres. We've then got our design option. If we zoom out a little bit, we've got standard or with support wheels. I got one with, one without. That's it. 18 metre spread width. So what I thought we'd do, don't want to turn the engine back off again. Let's turn to the rear one. Do I need to unfold it? I don't think so. Should just be turn it on. So let's turn it on. Spread. There you go. So there's our spread width for our fertilizer. Let's switch to our front. Yep, 18 metres both. So I don't see any reason at all why we could not start spreading that and switch to the back and start spreading that. Absolutely you can. I mean, your game might crash repeatedly because you're freaking it out with everything you're doing. Does look a little bit but we are liming and fertilising at the same time, although we are going to get through a lot more lime than fertiliser. But you can do it if you wanted to. I know it's a bit weird, but stop spreading. There we go. If you hired a worker, it might do both at the same time. But there you go. I just thought I'd try it out because why not? Doesn't hurt to try these bonkers things out when your brain thinks of it. So there we go. That's the Vicon PS 1004-1654 by no.naim modding. Next, we've got this, the Meprozet. We had a large one of these, didn't we, recently? This is the Meprozet by JMZ. It is the PN-50, 9.94 megabytes download, 7 slots, 10 meters spread width, with a 5,000 litre tank. This you'll find, I probably should have picked a smaller tractor for this. Could have switched on to the Deutz far actually, but anyway. Under Slurry tanks is where you find it, just there for 8,000. Options on this. We have got Trelleborg, we have got BKT, Vredestein, and back to Trelleborg. And the Trelleborg, we have got standard, and standard. Although they do change when you look at the tyres. Under BKT, standard 2, back again. Hang on, just double check that. Standard 2, standard, yeah. And then Vredestein, just that. We've got fenders, yes or no. We've got pipe, yes or no. We've got rear bumper, yes or no. Decals, we've got yes, all of them. We've got without logo, so just the sort of warning decal logos. Only the logo without all the warning ones, and no logos at all. It's up to you. Frame colour, as you can see down the bottom, does the frame. Pipe colour does the pipe, if you've gone for that as an option. Add-ons colour does all the bits where the pump and stuff are. So if I change that to a yellow, so you can see that, there you go. Metallics are available. Rim colour choice and a license plate option on there too. Now this does have the option, because it's a slurry or digestate spreader, of doing double application rate if you want to. If we unfold it, it does that on the back. That's a nice animation on that actually. Look, see the lever that locks into place for it. What's that down the bottom? Very cool. Then we drive forward, turn it on. There we go. That's single application rate at 11 miles an hour. Now if we switch to our double application, that should give us half the speed, double the application. There we go. Between 5 and 6. Flickering, does a job. Nice glistening slurry or digestate spread onto the field. Very handy indeed. That's the Meprozet PN-50 by JMZ. Next, we've got this. I've got two of these out. We'll start with this one, and then we've got the other one to look at. This is the Madara Agro RollingBear. I think it's supposed to be RollingBear. Did it say RollingBear? I thought it's supposed to be Rolling Bar. No, it says RollingBear on there. By EAD123, 5.39 megabytes download, 3 slots, 6 meters wide. The two different versions is a seed roller and a grass roller. The grass roller usually gives you a fertilising state after you've mown the grass. It takes the grass back one fertilising state, so from 2 to 1. And then with certain rollers, you go over your field and it gives you a second fertilising state back because you're conditioning the ground. That's the point behind it. So we'll look at this one first and we'll switch on to the other one. These you will find under rollers. Just there, 9,300 for a 6 metre, which isn't too bad anyway. There's our soil roller and there's our grass roller. We have got the option for changing the main colour, which does the framework. Next main colour does the rollers, and then rim colour option on there as well. So this one should, once unfolded, like so. So if you've just done your seeding and you want to roll after seeding, or you might have ploughed and you want to get a nice smooth seedbed before seeding, you can. If you do your rolling after seeding, you usually get a little bonus on your yield. That's still a thing, I think. Is it 2%, 2.5, or is it 5? I can't remember now, but something like that. So there's your roller. And the other one, the grassland roller, we're going to go over and have a look at now. So let's raise it up, not raise it up, fold it up. Let's go over. So here's our grass roller. We'll unfold it. What you would normally do, you know, once you've cut your grass, because obviously you want to use your grass, once it's fully grown, you're going to cut your grass. You're either going to bale it, you're going to either turn it into hay, or you're going to collect it. Whatever you're going to do with it, it's entirely up to you. And your field has now gone back one growth stage. So what you should be able to do, if we look above now, if you drive over this, it should go darker again. So if you can see that, it is going darker, there you go, compared to the strip around it. So you're adding your fertilising state back in. Not costing you a penny for the fertilising. Now you can, and I've said this before when I've shown these, I don't know why you would do it, I'm not too sure. It always shows fields being like this being rolled, but when you do that, it takes it back a growth stage to apply the fertiliser. Take the grass first. Don't roll over grass that's grown. Cut the grass, use the grass, even if you don't get as good a yield, because if you just roll it to get a better yield next time, you've wasted a whole cut. I would say, personally, cut it and use it. But if we go into our menu here, you should see now, if we go across to our soil composition, take off needs lime. There you go. So you'll see where we cut has gone back one growth stage. Oh, growth stage, fertilising stage. We've cut it, so it's gone back to 1, and now where we've rolled up that middle bit, we've put our second application back on, and it hasn't cost us anything for no fertilizer, no slurry, no manure, nothing at all, just the roller which conditions the ground for it to grow again. I don't know how it works, it's witchcraft and wizardry, but it does the job. That's the Madara Agro RollingBear by EAD123. Next, we have got these. This is the Hymach Energy by SMiModding Team, 10.72 megabytes download, 8 slots. There's a mulcher and mower version. This is the mower version, that's the mulcher version. 1.5 meters spread. Well, I say spread, I mean that's the size of the head. Under mulchers is where you'll find the mulcher version, 42,500. Options, you got white design or design orange. Those are the two choices. 120 horsepower required to operate the piece of machinery. Come out there and we come down to our mowers. And there's the mower version. Same price, same options. The same vehicle for all intents and purposes, but they do slightly different jobs. This is what it looks like folded up, I have to say. And these in the real world are designed for doing riverbanks, verges, areas where it's difficult to get to. It might be dangerous for an operator, even for like robotic mowers and things like that. There's a risk of slipping into waterways and that kind of thing. And that's what the point of these is for narrow gaps, those kind of things. The the level of detail on it is incredible. And when you switch it on as well, the fan comes on, and it's very well made. And the operating is very neat too. So let's hop in this, show the mower version. So I said this is folded. So if we unfold the mulcher, it's the same on both, so I'll show you on this one. Then the other one I'll just show you it mulching. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, it will mulch, but so that's it unfolded. Under L1, right stick side to side, we've got that movement. Sorry, is that what side? So that's up and down. That's side to side. Yeah, so we got that movement. Now, I think this is supposed to do brush cutting and stuff in the real world. I tried it on a couple of trees and stuff. I couldn't get it to do branches or anything like that. So that's L1. And R1, right stick side to side, does that. And forwards and backwards does that. That's the movement I really like. That's really neat. Keeps it on the same plane. And when you get to the position you want, it's just a case of lowering it down to where you want to go. But then you've got all the other operations as well. Then L1, R1, and right stick side to side, tilts the head like that, should you want to tilt the head. Up and down, there we go, like that. Now, when you turn it on, watch the fan, because like I say, the detail is incredible. Look at the light shining off the metal on that, that's brilliant. So, lower mulcher, no, sorry, just turn it on first. That's very cool. When you lower mulcher, it loosens the whole thing up to allow it to follow the ground. So if I lower the mulcher now, that does that. And if I extend that out, that will sit on the ground. And because that's now loose, the head is loose, that will follow the ground in whichever way you want it to go, which is absolutely brilliant. So in this case, if we turn it on, it's in mowing mode. Now on grass that will cut, it will cut everything. Obviously the meadow grass, depending on the length of it, it won't leave grass behind. But obviously on grass that, in this case, the field that has been planted with the grass, it will leave the grass behind. So if I go from this onto the grass area, which is meadow grass, and it's a shorter grass, it will almost act like a mulcher. So we'll cut it all back, it just won't leave any grass behind. So that's it in mowing mode, and I say those are all the options for adjustment and moving it around. What you use it for is up to you. Then the mulch version, we've got a field here that's been harvested. We've got one that's got weeds in just here. I've already done a strip, but it works exactly the same way. Start it up. I can lower the whole rig down a little bit more. Let's do that. If I lower the mulcher, puts it a little bit loose. Then if we extend that to the ground, and then turn it on. Oh, it's turned already, so I already did that. And there we go. It will mulch. Now, you're not going to want to mulch an entire field like this. But it has got quite a long reach. It might be, you've got a little bit of, you might have a small vineyard. And you might want to reach over to this. You might have a yard or something that you need to cut the grass on. And you can run along one side of the fence or hedge and lean this over into a little yard. I don't know. Whatever. There may be a reason you might want to use it. But that's what it is, that's what it does, really well made, nicely designed and detailed. That's the Hymach Energy by SMI modding team, which brings us to the last of the mods for today, and it's this. Or should I say these? It's actually these, technically. This is the Lizard, Ural, 44202 and the 5557 by Axary, 49.87 megabytes download and 14 slots. Now, I seem to remember the previous versions of these had liftable bonnets. But I can't remember which previous version, whether it was the 19 or the 22. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I love the look of these. High ground clearance for getting in and out of water, up steep slopes, that kind of stuff. They look amazing. There's a 300 horsepower option and there's a cheat version, which is a 600 horsepower. This one's got the fifth wheel, so for pulling trailers and stuff like that. I just think the level of detail on the tread and all of it, I mean, they look brilliant. I will say, I don't think the engine sounds as rumbly as I thought it was going to, but that's just a me thing. It could be absolutely perfect and spot on for the Ural. I've never actually seen one or driven one, but I just thought it'd be more of a kind of throaty, rumbly kind of sound. I don't know. Anyway, so you've got the fifth wheel version and you've got your tipper back version with various different tipper size options on this as well, which makes it a fairly versatile piece of kit. So if we go up to our vehicles, along to our trucks, and you will see there 62,000 or 72,000 are our options. Slot counts, as I said, were 14 on these. I think it was 14 on both. If it wasn't, it's not going to be much more. Anyway, so this version here, as I said, 300 horsepower or the Unreal at 600. Doubling your horsepower costs 5 grand. So why not? Unless you want to be ultra realistic, and that's absolutely fine. Then we've got the different wheel options. So there's our first tread, second tread, third tread, fourth, fifth, and back again. We've got bumper type 1 without lights, bumper 2 with lights. Those are 2 choices. And then we've got main colour, and again with this, what I love is, you know, if you go for example, the grey, and then decide to go custom, you can go for that gorgeous metallic-y kind of look to it, or go for a real darker graphite one, or anyway, colour options for that, and then license plate option on this version. Then we go to the 5557. So we've got the AC 1010, which has got the back on it with 10,000 litre capacity dump back. Then we go to the 1012, 12,000 litre, and the 1016, 16,600 litre. Not bad at all. They do have rear trailer hitches as well. And then this one, main colour, does the cab that we've already seen. Sorry, hang on, let's do the rest of it. Engine setup, 300 and 600. So I'm jumping way ahead. Wheels are exactly the same. It's because they're the same. The wheel types are the same options. Bumper, same option. Main colour does the cab, and then the second colour, design colour, does the back. So again, pick and choose what you want for your back. You might want to match it up completely, or mix and match. You might have a particular... I know some people, when they set up their farms, they'll have a colour scheme because they've set it up as a farm, like a company, and all of their vehicles and machinery are the same colour schemes. So you might want to match it up with whatever colour scheme you are running, and there's license plate option on there too. So let's hop in this one. So I just thought it sounded a bit... I thought it'd have more of a, you know, a deep roar to it. Anyway, lights and lights, if you've gone for the lights in the bumper. What I will say is the lights on the top of the cab, the little chicken lights, I can't remember if it used to be the beacons allowed those to come on, but I can't get them to come on. They won't come on. And what else we got? I think it's just that, isn't it? I just love the look of them. I think they're absolutely brilliant looking bits of kit. There's a lot of suspension movement on the back axle. Not so much on the front. If you watch the wheels now go over the back. And the tip animation is fairly fast actually. So as far as unloading goes, let's unload. Lovely sound of that. In cab, really nicely detailed in here. Even the tread on the spare tyre, wow. Yeah, it actually sounds better in cab. I think because it's a fairly slow steering vehicle as well, even with controller, that steering wheel moves really smoothly. It's not that kind of... Sometimes you get a real jerky movement on the steering wheel. There's a nice smooth feel to that. I love them. Really do love them. And this one's exactly the same, it's just the fifth wheel version, but... Just want to double check. L1, R1, L1, R1. And sometimes you get an option for the fifth wheel plate to slide backwards and forwards, but this stays, I think, pretty much as it is. But obviously I didn't go for the bumper with the lights in it, so I've just got the light option on there. Why have we not got... Oh, hang on. Haven't got indicators. Oh, there we go. Pressing the wrong button, brilliant stuff. There you go. That's the Lizard Ural 44202 in the 5557 by Axary, and that's it for the mods for Thursday the 13th. I hope you found all of this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you choose to do, as always, thanks for watching.